One of the most effective tactics that I teach my clients as to how to heal their inner child and how to reintegrate their inner child back into their daily life is through the reparenting process. The reparenting process is all about using your inner feminine and your inner masculine to rise up as the parents that you probably needed, or as the loving roles that you might have needed when you were a kid. So what does that actually look like in practice? Your inner feminine is all about nurturing your inner child. Your inner feminine is all about reminding your inner child that he or she is safe now, that it's okay, that you got them, that they're okay to express, that they're okay to desire this or that they're okay to want to play. And a great tactic for the feminine reparenting side of things is pulling out an old picture of yourself when you were a child. If you don't have an old picture of yourself, I recommend just doing it through meditation. Imagine that you're walking into the room where your inner child is sitting, and you're going up to them in that room and you're giving them a hug, and you're reminding them that they're not alone, that you're here for them, that they're safe now, that you got their back. When I feel like my inner child has been gone for a few days, I'll stop and ask myself, like, hey, what's up, baby girl? Like, where you at? Is everything okay? Like, do you need anything? What do you feel like you're wanting right now? Right? It's those little things those little conversations that make all the world of a difference, because then your inner child knows, even if nothing comes up in that moment when you ask it, your inner child knows that you're listening, that you're creating the space for something to come through. And things will start to come through the more and more and more that you do this. And now, what does it look like for the inner masculine to reparent the inner child? That looks like setting new goals, actually holding yourself accountable to go outside and play, to watch that movie from your childhood, to watch that TV show, to build a fort, to go snowboarding, to go skateboarding, to go play some sport, but hold yourself accountable to it. Hold yourself accountable to it. That's where the masculinity comes in. Take ownership for the fact, like, if my inner child isn't coming out, or I don't feel connected to that version of myself, I can't blame that version of myself. Right? I have to take ownership and say, well, when was the last time I went to the playground? When was the last time I listened to a song from my childhood that makes me happy? It makes me want to dance, maybe from one of my favorite Disney movies or something like that. The inner masculine is also the one that is going to protect your inner child. I want you to protect your inner child like how a mama bear protects her baby cub. Your inner child might not want to come out in every situation. Just like a normal child, that's okay. That's okay. If your inner child doesn't feel safe to come out in this environment or around these people, you should look at that. This is also how you release your mom, your dad, the people that raised you. Because it's like, no, I don't need them to stand up and rise and be anything for me because I became it. I don't need my mom to do anything. I don't need my dad to do anything. I became my inner child's mom and dad. My higher self, through the reparenting process, became the people, the support that I needed. And shout out to my mom and dad if they're watching this. They are amazing, beautiful souls that played the exact part they were meant to play for me to be the person I am today. But at the same time, nobody is going to really know what you need as much as you. Nobody can satisfy your needs the way you can satisfy your own needs. So take care of your human. You can look at it as the inner mother and father rising up to take care of the inner child inside of you, or you can look at it as your soul rising up to take care of your human. Your human is on his journey, maybe not knowing what's always going on, maybe sometimes going through it or not, maybe you thriving. But either way, your soul is the one guiding. And the reparenting process works really well for even business and health and all kinds of pursuits, not just for the inner child. Because if I'm on a weight loss journey, I'm going to use my inner feminine and my inner masculine. My inner feminine is going to tell myself internally, oh, I'm doing so good. I've been really killing it. I've been consistent. Wow, I'm doing so amazing. Just pouring love and encouragement and validation into myself. And then the inner masculine might be like, well, maybe I could start going harder with weights or the training I do with my staff or with business. Your inner feminine might be like, oh, I have this beautiful idea. I want it to look like this, and it's gonna feel like this. And then your inner masculine is like, okay, bet, let's go get it done, baby. When you lean too far over into one or the other, there's a part of yourself missing from the equation. Every human being on earth has feminine and masculine traits inside of them. So what I'm suggesting is when you can master both energies inside of yourself, you can absolutely dominate in this game of life. Self-mastery becomes that much easier. Networking becomes that much easier. If you were ever with me in real life, you would see it firsthand. Sometimes I'll go into my feminine, sometimes I'll go into my masculine. It depends on the situation, the person, what's going on in that environment, in the moment, who I'm in front of, what energy would best serve them and me. Once upon a time, I leaned too far into my feminine. I leaned too far into my masculine. My inner child was just not even nowhere to be seen. And I was empty. And I went through a lot of depression, anxiety, all these things. But as soon as I implemented this, it made all the world of a difference. It felt like all of me was here. It felt like wholeness. And that's what I help my clients with as well. Reaching a place of wholeness. Yes, we go through these deaths and rebirths, and there's parts of us through those deaths and rebirths over and over and over again. Everything you go through in this life, you have so many deaths and rebirths, right? The things that you lose, the things that you gain, the people that you lose, the people that you gain. Death and rebirth, evolution of your soul happening over and over and over and over again. And sometimes it feels like those pieces get left behind. But through this reparenting process, it brings more awareness forward to all the versions of yourself. So that way you can come integrated, you can come whole. Not just this version or just this version that survived this circumstance over here. Nah, baby. It's like, nah, we're all here. We all came to rise to the surface. This is a whole all hands on deck job, okay? Meaning the expression of your authentic self. You can utilize this for all aspects of your life. So wherever you're at in life right now, if you would like extra support in this reparenting process, if you would like extra support in reclaiming your wholeness, your power, and your joy, comment below or DM me saying EOS, and I will reach out ASAP with more information. But regardless, I appreciate you being here, and I'm sending you so much love. I hope this was helpful. I hope that this helps you live your absolute best life, because baby, that's what you deserve.